Oh, where'd you go? Hello?
Hello.
That was amazing. You can hear me, right? Like it just said.
Yeah, I can.
That thing where it said it removed my. Just as a reminder, I forgot to tell you, put your phone on silent, do not disturb. Okay. I mean, I know there's a plethora of people that are probably like, I want to talk to Mike right now. So I've got a couple of really cool.
I screen everything. I don't take calls, especially if it's from somebody I don't know.
Oh, so that's why it was so hard to get a hold of you. I know now. I get it. I thought we were friends, but whatever. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Candor with Katy. It's up there. Do you see it? Whoa. Michael's right above my boobs. I didn't realize that, so I'm going to have to change that. He's so lucky. This is really hard. Can you figure it out? It's really hard.
Yeah, it's opposite.
It's opposite of what it is. There's Michael.
Both hands.
Yeah.
And there's...
Yeah, I'm really excited to interview you because, we have comments already. Heckling, let's see if it starts. Okay. Oh, Mona, sliding into the last second. That's you. That's you, Michael. Laura says hi. Okay, that's what's really cool. Yeah, what's really cool is I've gotten I'm wearing the last World Championship shirt because that's the last place we were at.
Yeah.
We did not.
2019.
Yeah, we did not get to compete in the World Champs in 2020, which was supposed to be in Ireland, and we had a different person at the helm. So, like, we're going to talk about some cool things with you, Michael Dickens. You guys remember this is Michael Dickens. Mike D. He's one of these guys. What?
Well, it's just one.
He's one of those guys.
Are you gonna have sound effects? Guys, it's gonna be like a Howard Stern or something.
Oh yeah, I know. Well, listen, it's progressive steps, Michael. Right. I can't do it all at once, or people will just blow up at how cool I am. I'm just saying. That's so right. I'm gonna have you talk about this first, and then we're gonna talk about the cool stuff. You're an owner-operator of Highland Drone Services, which is an LLC that provides super cool services involving drones. What does that mean?
Well, so it's actually I just gave notice to my day job yesterday, which I was anybody who pays any attention to my Facebook profile. I've been selling insurance for a couple of years, life insurance, life and long-term care. And anyway, long story short, offices are not my natural habitat. If it was a cave, yes, but a regular office, no, not so much. Anyway, so I've just been looking at things, and about a year ago, kind of got interested in drones, and that's basically culminated in me getting a really cool drone and doing a little networking with it and having a couple of partners, and we've started a drone business basically, and all the cool stuff that you see with drones in terms of video and photography, but also we're going to involve some thermal imaging stuff. So like infrared and all that, so you can do different types of assessments. And there's some proprietary stuff that I can't really talk about because we got some talks ongoing, possible partners. But we're going to be probably focusing on the golf industry and things involving golf courses. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff you can do with drones beyond just cool pictures, and that's also one of the things I want to do is get into disaster recovery and search and rescue also. And ideally the search and rescue would be pro bono because, again, think about it. If you have an infrared gimbal, which is the cool name for the camera on the drone, and you have an area where there's somebody who's lost, instead of sending people out and working a grid with dogs and people, you can just take a drone and fly over it with that. If you get a heat signature, you send the people there. It's just much more efficient, safer, and less costly.
Now, is it more efficient? Is it more efficient than Predator heat sensors?
It's maybe not more efficient, but it's safer. Hang on, my dog's telling me he wants to go out the back door. So hang on a second. Okay, so I'll talk about you for a second here. So the reason why we're talking about this first is because what the ultimate goal is, hey, who's Michael Dickens? This is Michael Dickens. He's got another cool title that I'm going to bring up, but he's also not just a regular guy. Like, he's pretty amazing. But this is his day job, okay? So hang on, we have a comment. So and then in a second, I'm going to talk about your new title. It's pretty amazing. Oh yeah, so my friend says, Laura says, secret, which is actually pretty enticing.
But I'm really proud of you. That's amazing. So like,
thank you.
Very innovative, and to think of that. And I like how you call it the Highland, because I'm sure you can use it for Highland Games as well.
Yeah, well, and of course I'm Scots Irish and pretty obsessed with all this stuff, and I love the saltire for all kinds of decoration. When I owned my gym, it was involved in the logo for the gym as well. And the other thing too is, and if you want to know about me, I'll talk about me.
This is what we're here for.
Most people know that I'm a veteran, and when I was in the military, I was in military intelligence, and then when I got out, I worked as a contractor in DC doing analysis there. And one of the things that was involved in the analysis that I did was geospatial analysis. So I used geographic information systems and took all different types of reporting and intelligence, and we would use it and seg it into a geographic information system. So this thing mapping system, because if something happens, it happens somewhere, right? So
Right.
if you do the analysis and you do it in space, you can say, okay, these are where the bad guys are. This is a bad guy, Haji VIP. We've got this analysis that shows he tends to be at this location at this time fairly regularly. So, you sit back and you send the pipe swingers in to go deal with them. So actually, long story short, that's what I did when I was in DC for 7 years. And when I was in active duty, I did that in Iraq. And that
blows my mind. I had no idea. It makes sense. That's really amazing.
Yeah.
So you can now. Are you creating the technology as well, or
no?
Okay.
No.
So I'm just Jason Bourne here. I don't know.
No, I've got a really cool drone. It's from a company called Alltel Robotics, and it's called the Evo Pro 2.
Okay.
And it's really cool. It's got a lot of AI, so it makes it real easy to fly. And it's got a 48 megapixel camera for stills, and it's got up to 8K resolution video, which 1080 is HD. So yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. You can get some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. I'm interested because so how that works then is you can buy this, but then to make this your own company for doing the things, it's the facets that you actually get involved with that makes it unique.
Yeah. Well, and you also have to have what's called an FAA commercial drone pilot's license.
Yep.
Series 7 or Section 107. So you got to go through, learn a lot about the regulations, a lot of the stuff that just goes on with flying like a fixed wing aircraft as well. So you can read charts and know where not to fly, and things like that, just to show you have the knowledge to fly safely, essentially. And then of course you got to have the skills. You got to develop the skills. So I've been flying a lot. I got a little racing drone that's like, it looks like something from here. I'll show it to you. It looks like something from Mad Max.
And we're gonna need some demo videos later from you, because there's gonna be a lot of people that
This is the racing drone. You see, it's real stripped down.
Yeah.
And it is. There is no AI on this bad boy. It just goes fast. It's kind of crazy to control.
It's just more fun, yeah.
But yeah, it's fun, and yeah. So that's that's what I'm doing, and the plan is here in a couple of weeks to be full time on that, because if I'm not flying, I'm not making money, right? So.
Well, I know, but it's interesting. Like, so this is what's really fun, is that people are going to get to know you like beyond, right? Like that's very.
Yeah, I'm planning on. I've shot some Highland Games stuff with it, but I haven't put it out yet. But I'm going to Bradenton, Florida this weekend for games there, and so I'm planning on taking it and seeing if I can get a little footage while we're between throwing and stuff like that. So
I'm just thinking about the possibilities with that, and so because everybody that's watching tonight is not going to know everything about the Highland Games, but it's going to be really, because I have some really fun pictures of you. I tried to find the picture of you with the Viking helmet on, and I couldn't find it, and that was so funny to me.
Oh, here.
You're just going to put it on.
I can wear it.
Really funny post. Screenshot it, everybody. Screenshot. Now's your opportunity.
Yeah, it's metal, but I wouldn't want to get hit in the head while I'm wearing it.
That's one of my favorite ones. So we're gonna move on, because what's interesting, because a lot of people don't. First of all, they don't know about the Highland Games, and they say things like, is that like the Renaissance? And I'm like, no, we're not LARPing. Okay, we're not like having fake rules.
Most people think it's either strongman or like lumberjacking competitions.
Yeah,
I get a lot of.
I tell people it's more closely related to strongman stuff, because you do have to have strength in order to do it.
Yeah,
right?
Well, Al, I describe it as kind of like archaic decathlon, and then I say, because we're literally throwing sticks and stones and tree trunks and stuff like that. So, but it's definitely a strength sport.
We're going to talk about this in a minute. I'm moving on. I just wanted to put this here and show how cool you are. Here's the other thing. So Highland Games people are just regular people that create cool things like a drone company, like Michael Dickens here. And they're also this guy. Let's talk about this for a minute. Executive Director of Scottish Masters. That's pretty amazing, Michael.
Well, I'll just say real fast. I see John Bullock asked, does he do real estate drone photography? Yes, I do.
Oh,
so
yeah. Okay, there we go.
Send me a DM and we'll.
Mona says maybe some of the athletes who try too hard to throw a hammer at a drone.
Well, before we get away from that, actually, the funny thing is, so there's a really, really cool video of a guy throwing a discus, and they have a drone operator who comes around and he flies around and he flies up with the disc. So you see it going through the air and he flies along with it. So I'm going to do two things. My brother's a golf pro, he's a teaching and playing pro. So I'm going to try to simulate that, him hitting a golf ball and tracking it. But I'm also going to get somebody to throw the light hammer, and Hayden Bailio, who's the top am in the country right now, lives here. So he's good for 130-foot, 16-pound hammer throw pretty much any time. In fact, I may give him a 12-pounder just so we get a good flight. But I'm going to try to set that up so we can get that and fly the drone and get a real unique view of the hammer flying. And then, of course, the caber. It'd be really cool to track somebody from behind. And
that's exactly what I was thinking. The whole progression.
It's been done before, but I'll be able to put it out there.
So when you see what you did, just tell me. Let's read it, and I'll put it up because I'm trying to go back and forth through putting your stuff up here in this. So this is John Bullock. He's a realtor here. So here's the thing. I'm in Phoenix, Arizona. Are you in Austin? Is that where you are?
Yeah, I'm on the north side of Austin, Texas. But if John wants to pay for travel, I'll come out and do some pictures.
Hell yeah! Listen, plus I get to see you too. Then, so I would be like,
yeah.
So
I can be your sidekick there.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Well, actually, we do have a company I think that's trying to go up in Dallas. How far are you from Dallas? I know that's a stupid question.
About 2 hours. So
yeah. So hey, who knows? I mean, the possibilities are endless. I don't quite get this comment, Laura. Regular peoples. But okay. Love you.
Turn up on a Wednesday.
But Hey, Mike, you know what day it is?
That's right. It's home day.
It's a very special Candor with Katy because it's usually on Tuesdays. So we changed it just for you. So
yes, thank you. I appreciate that.
For sure. I mean, this is exciting. Let's talk about this for a minute. Executive Director of Scottish Masters Athletics. Last year, when we were going to Ireland, I should have interviewed Kevin. Or maybe I'll interview him now and see what he's up to. But how did you come about this position? And
he's still involved in a kind of behind the scenes capacity.
Okay, good.
There are other people that are supporting the mission. I'm kind of the face of it. Believe it or not, people involved with the Scottish Masters Athletic International and putting on the Masters World Championship get a lot of people asking questions and being critical and making suggestions. So I'm kind of making sure that I'm the one person out in front that takes all that, because I'm friendly. I like talking to people, and I got thick skin, so it's all good.
Well,
but yeah, so I've been a big supporter of the Masters World Championship in the SMAI for 10, 11 years. The first one I competed in was 2011 in Calgary, Canada, and knowing Kevin through those, and just over the years, offering support and talking about everything. And we just kind of developed a relationship. And then as things kind of developed the last year, we got to talking a lot. And he could tell he was kind of at a point where it might be time to pass the torch. And so we got to talking, and I said, I'd be more than happy to do that. I'd love actually to be involved in continuing the tradition, growing the sport, and growing the NWC. And he said, cool, here's the torch. so I took over last year in September, basically. And like you said, the Masters World Championships 2020 was canceled because of the COVID and the pandemic. And so it was supposed to be in Ireland. And when he passed it off to me, the expectation it was supposed to be in Moncton, Canada in 2021.
Right, and that's on the east coast of Canada, correct? Like
the east coast of Canada, yeah. The Moncton Highlandgames. Yeah, it's about 3 hours from Oak Island, where the mystery of Oak Island.
I love that documentary.
Dude, yes. I've been talking to Brian McLean, who's the AD and the guy in charge, and I'm like, man, because I looked it up and I said, that's right next to Oak Island. I'm totally going. Yeah, I know. So we will go.
I love that. I'm obsessed.
Oh, I love it. Yes. So we'll go. We'll make a trip down to Oak Island. There's no way. If I had to skip the competition, I'll do it to go to Oak Island.
The documentary that's doing. Okay,
yes.
You don't know, you're gonna have to look.
Swidway.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and that's a good plug for Moncton 2022 because the festival for 2021 has been canceled because of COVID and all that out of safety. So we were looking at 2 years in a row with no game, and I was like, "Good Lord, no, that's not going to happen." So I got to skipping.
Just to stop for a second, you just said it was canceled for 2021. So where we're going with this is how you've kind of remedied that in a sense.
Yeah. I said, I just don't want to go 2 years with no competition. Started looking at options, and in the end settled on the Austin Celtic Festival in November.
Yeah.
And that gives us, plenty of time, and hopefully by the time November rolls around, travel bans will be lifted and all that kind of stuff. And from what I've been hearing in the press about the reaching herd immunity and the immunizations and all that kind of stuff, they're expecting that by August we ought to be sort of basically back to normal, which would be great because that'll give us another 3 months, 2 months to be pretty clear and have everybody be able to come in November, the first weekend in November. So it's November 5th through 7th, and I really, I was calling it an interim championship. Say again?
Were you debating because that's the same weekend as Tucson?
No, I completely forgot. I didn't even think about it until somebody brought it to my attention, and I was like, but I was operating on a limited schedule, and I wanted to make something happen. And I hope that there won't be any issues with travel. So we do have international throwers coming from all over the world. But if we can't, then we'll call it an interim championship or the MWC with an asterisk that it was only a limited roster of athletes. But either way, we're going to make it happen. Lots of good stuff are moving. I've got a host hotel, locked down. We've got the venue, the area. I've got the registration forms basically set up, which again, May 1st, let me cover that while we're talking about it.
Yeah.
May 1st, registration opens. It'll be open for 2 weeks to May 15th. And then we will have the start list, the invite list by the end of May, and the wait list is the plan. So, and a key point there, it's not going to be first come, first serve like it has been in the past. It's going to be, these are the applicants. We're going to start with the best qualified in each class, and we'll invite down until we fill them all up. And don't ask me how many throwers are going to be because we don't know yet.
I've said this for a long time. People that really don't know the games, and I'm sorry we don't have time to really delve into it. We could do a follow-up interview, so we can delve deeper into this and kind of thing. But there's 9 events. It's a lot, and you compete in all of them. And they've added. We used to have to qualify in one of the hammers, one of the weight for distance, caber.
Nope.
Okay, tell me what they were.
So there were the distance events, the stones, the weights for distance, and the hammers. You had to hit at least one of the marks with either the light or the heavy in each of those. So you had to have 3 marks. So you could have both hammers and both weights, but if you didn't get at least one stone, you don't qualify. And so this year we've added the weight over bar. So you actually have to hit one of those stones, one of the weights, one of the hammers, and the weight over bar. And if you look at I put the requirements up, the qualifying marks, and they're reasonable. They're increased a little bit over the last year, but the quality of competition is getting better. I mean, if you look at the throws that have been put up the past couple of MWCs, man, it's pretty legit. Them old folks can throw.
I feel like we really, really can throw. It's something that I'm a lifelong athlete, so that's something I really like because, of course, it's awesome to have a qualifier, but for you to actually have, because I've talked about this for a long time, there should be a window. So there's that window because you will have people that are qualified, which is fantastic. But then you have people up here, and then if it's first come, first serve, sometimes you have too many people. Right. Which is fine, but that's not really a world champ, right?
Yeah. Yeah, there's been some issues in the past, and there's been some criticism of it. But if you look back at the results and the people who won, there's no question that the people who won were legit. So, yeah.
Okay.
But we're just cleaning that up a little bit to make it a little bit more distinct in how the process is going to run. Yeah. There will be plenty of people, badass and leader. Oh, I thought it said badass and leather. Anyway, yeah. And you got a ticker?
That says interview with Michael Dickens, Highlandgames badass and leader in leather.
Remember that commercial from like DeVry Institute back in the 80s where, have you ever worked with anything high tech? You're blowing up the high tech here, Katy. Jeez.
I know, I'm so cool. I don't even know how to tell you how cool I am. I lost my train of thought now. Okay, so what are some of the things that you've also added? Because I think you have. So I have a couple of things to share. Let's see here. I have all your things up here. Hang on a sec. I got to share the screen really quickly here. All right.
You need a production assistant. Go get an intern from the local college.
I know. I need someone to like just actually run the behind the scenes thing.
RCF major.
Where did it go? All right. Scotter's Masters Athletic International. Now this is just the site. Do you see this right now?
Mm-hmm. That's the YouTube channel. Yep.
So that's the YouTube channel, you guys, and it's got a bunch of stuff in there. You see Mike's talking on some of these things. Boop, boop, boop.
Yeah. Not quite as savvy as, the production value is not quite what Katie's got going on here, but it's developed.
Yeah.
And that's a great point, though. So I'm going to be putting everything out either through video or posts on the Facebook page, the SMAI Facebook page, and the Instagram page. And so if you want to know what's going on, check the SMAI Facebook page first. I'm getting a lot of DMs and PMs from people asking me questions on things that I put out, which is fine. I mean, again, I like talking to people about this stuff, but there's a lot of information that I'm putting out there, and that's where it's going to be. So spread the word. If you see something, I keep saying that, spread the word. If you see something pop up on there, spread it around, share it. Make sure there's no reason in 2021 that everybody in the world who wants to know about this shouldn't be able to know about it.
Well, for sure. And then here, this is live streaming to YouTube also right now. So this is on YouTube. Like I said, I'll show this to you in a second because I'm going to bring this up and just share this. Oh, who's that?
That's a 47-year-old athlete throwing in the amateur A class and clearing 16 feet on wob. 16 feet, which you've gotten better now. So we've got evidence of it. 56. Okay. Oh, okay. 16 feet with 56. So I was pretty happy.
So look at the new ticker. 6-time Masters world champ, 3-time North American champ, 3-time national champ, which you were at the games in Kentucky with me for the first inaugural Masters champ. So I won
the NASDAQ Legends, the
Legends game. I've got my trophy back there. People have seen it. Back there. Which
mine's up there behind me, I think, somewhere, one of those.
Yeah, it's like the big oak or whiskey barrel thing.
Oh no, that's where is that? I was going to put that on the wall. I think my son's made a shield of it.
But mine, it falls apart. Wait. I could walk it over there a little bit, but people have seen it. But we can put it. So what you can do is add pictures later or whatever, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So world championships, and then So I'm going to show a couple of these. Okay, you ready for this?
Okay.
All right. See here, Mike. Listen. I want to show this too because you also have. Now you got to put more on this because you have your. I'm also doing 2 of them because he's got a YouTube channel, but I don't think you've been sharing as much on this.
Yeah, not much lately.
But
my focus has been on the business and the SMAI. Yeah, there's some really good training stuff in there though. My buddy VJ Ketchum and I were doing stuff back in 07, 08, 09 that people are been getting into the past few years. We were ahead of our time. It's mostly to his credit too. So hopefully he's watching. He's probably not though. But we were doing some cool stuff. So there's some really good drills.
I'm not giving you a hard time over this because, like I said, I've come a long way with this stuff and my technology and whatnot. So awesome. Yeah. But we've got your one world record. We'll get to in a second. Or actually, let's just do that first. This is tell us about this for a minute. Your world record in open stone. So tell people what the stone is. They'll say, is that like the shot put?
It is. It's actually the precursor to the shot put. The shot put comes from the Scottish stone put.
See?
So the stone is the unit of measure in Scotland. Agrarian unit of measure is 14 pounds. But the shot put is 16 pounds, and stones used now are 16 pounds. And that really comes down to putting the stone, but someone going, you know what, we got these cannon shot that weigh 16 pounds around here. Why are we messing around looking for a good stone when we can just use this all the time? So putting the stone evolved into putting the shot, and that's what you see in the Olympics and track and field is the shot put. And by the way, if you're interested in track and field and the shot put, there is a guy named Ryan Krauser who is about to smash the world record. He's thrown the shot put, the 16-pound shot put over 22 meters, so over 72 or 3 feet, more than anybody in history by like tenfold. and he's gone 75 feet, just over 75 feet, and the world record is 75 feet 10 and 3/4 inches. And this he's going to break it. It's just a matter of time. And he's a UT alum. He's went to
there you go,
University of Texas. Anyway, but yeah, so I have the 50 to 54 Masters world record with the 16-pound stone, the open stone foot, and I did it at Kerrville last year on October 10th. I turned 50 on October 8th through 2 days later, and I was able to get this world record. So yeah,
I've got that video. It's very cool, you guys. So let's get rid of this one.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Is it playing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Right here. Woo!
It's pretty interesting because there's some technical stuff there that you see in the end. I kind of fell off. It was a lot of position, but I still got my body behind the stone really well, so it went far. So yeah, pretty happy with that.
To the layperson, they don't know that. Like, what people need to know is that your arm needs to be parallel, your thumb needs to be down. Like, it's all those things, right? So
yeah,
there's a lot to it. And so, what was the record before that?
It was 47-4, I think, by Andreas Deutschel, the German thrower out of Germany. Big guy. He was a shot putting. I think he was a national champion. He was on the German national team back in the day, but he's about 2 years older than me. So Andy's out there, and I sent him a clip of that, and he's all fired up because he broke it about 3 weeks before I did. A legend in the games named Don Stewart had it at 57-2 or 56. I'm sorry, 46 or 47, and Andy broke it. And then about 3 weeks later, I got that throw. So
oh my God.
I'm sure this season he's going to be coming after it.
He's like, damn it, I didn't even get to hold on to it for that long. But what's cool, but that's something that's very cool about the Highland Games for all you people out there that don't know that. Like, everybody supports each other. It's very loving, and everybody just like that. Like, if he would have broken it then, and then you would have broken it, it would have been just fine, hugging each other and whatnot. Which is cool.
The camaraderie and community is one of the most unique things about the Highland Games. I mean, the competition is pretty fierce. It really is, but it's different than other sports, and you know this. It's really people support each other, even though we want to kill each other on the field in competition.
It's against yourself, but it's like if I'm sucking pissed off, right? So it's like,
yeah, it is against myself, but I want to beat everybody I throw against.
Well, yeah. So nobody can go this year. So usually it's the first weekend of March here in Phoenix. It's usually one time in every city, so it's kind of a bummer. But before I move on to some of your other videos, because I do have some other really cool things of yours, let's talk about Jennifer Stevens' question.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Can you discuss some of the sponsors that you're coordinating with for the championships?
Yeah, so that's a great question. I'm actually working with someone right now who's going to kind of be our lead on patronage and sponsorships for the championship. And we're putting together our plan. So you're going to see here in the next couple of weeks where we're going to be putting that out and actively pursuing not only sponsorships, but also patronage, because that's a big part of the Highland Games
what do you mean
throughout the country in Scotland. Well, just people, if they want to support the games. There is a really well-known game up in New Hampshire called Loon Mountain. It's the New Hampshire state, what do they call it? But it's like Loon Mountain. Everybody knows it as Loon, and they always have pros from around the world. They've had the World Championship several times. They have Masters pros. I've thrown there a few times. And they have a very, very generous patron. I won't say his name because I don't know if he wants anybody to know it, but he contributes a lot to make sure it's a fantastic event every year. And then Saturday after the competition during the day, he has everybody come to his house for a big party because he loves having these athletes from all over the world come in and mix with the fans and his friends. And, it's really cool. So that's something, we want to make sure that if somebody wants to support what we're doing in the event, that they have the opportunity to. So if any of you really wealthy people out there, which want to support and be a patron, we will definitely make sure that your name is on the site and the page and the shirt. And we're going to strive to have a VIP tent. And so we'll have a VIP tent there, and Katy will serve wearing the uniform from what's that restaurant where they wear the kilts and the
is it not Tilted Kilt?
Something Mountain. Oh, yeah. Tilted Kilt. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Totally.
Anyway, but yeah, so stay tuned. I've had a couple people reach out to me about sponsorships, but nothing's formal yet. We're going to, again, kind of get that plan in place and then really pursue them. Yeah, because that's one of the things, and I've mentioned this elsewhere, but it's great. I'll say it here again. One of my focuses going along with maintaining the tradition and kind of growing and evolving the championship is I want to find ways to generate revenue that we haven't before, so we can do more than just have a one-off, one-time-a-year championship. It's an amazing thing, but I want to do some more to support the Highland Games community in general. And one of the things I'm interested in, and this is kind of selfish, is helping support junior divisions. I have 2 kids who are coming up and getting in the
So
yeah, so it's a natural thing for me to kind of want to support that. And, you know, Masters, we like to talk and teach and help the youngsters out. And, you know, we have a little bit more disposable income. So, you know, we can help in that way. But I want to go again.
Hang on. I'm going to put your question up. But I've noticed that you've gotten your kids into this more lately. So I'm really digging that. I love it. So there's nothing but good there. So, Michael, what are the chances the games will be held in Ireland in the next 5 to 10 years? So Melissa Griffith asks. Hi, Melissa.
Pretty good, I hope. So it's going to be in Austin, Texas this year, 2021. It's going to be in Moncton, Canada, 2022. We're planning on Friesland, Northern Netherlands in 2023. So 2024 is not determined yet. And we're going to kind of get things going again with the guys there in Killarney.
Yeah.
Because I was really excited about going there. My son was all jazzed about going with me. I wanted to go to the Lake Innisfree so I could see the Lake Isle of Innisfree that Yates wrote about. Yeah. So yeah.
Well, you said you're Irish, right?
Say again.
Irish and Scottish.
Scots Irish, yeah.
And I'm Irish.
There's German and French down the line too, and some Scandinavian, from the Vikings coming through our area.
It's all good.
Yeah. I even have I did 23andMe. I even have 0.7% Northern Africa. So
do you really? Whoa.
Yeah. I don't know what that means.
So I want to break this up for a second. I want to play a game, okay?
Oh boy.
Before we move on and talk about the countries you've competed in and stuff, because I have some pictures from some places. Yep. We're going to play a quick game, and it comes from a show on YouTube that I love, and I think they might have taken it from someone else in the Rhett and Link. It's Good Mythical Morning or whatever, and it's a wiki how-to, okay? So I've got a couple of them, so we can play one now or maybe two, and what I'm going to do is show you some pictures, and you're going to guess what's happening in the picture, and then you're going to think about all of those pictures put together, and what is that wiki how-to that they're trying to teach us, okay? So what's interesting is they never use the same characters. So it might be like a white guy and an Indian, and then the next one's like a black guy, and then the next one's like a little kid. So the whole concept is just the pictures and what's happening, okay? Okay. So this one's only 3 pictures. So this is what we're going to do now. So we're going to go wiki how-to.
Hello, everyone.
Right,
whoa. Can you give us thumbs up in the chat bar, please?
What happened there?
I don't know. Did somebody crash?
In the chat bar? Did you know? Was that you or me?
Perfect. Be back up in 5 minutes.
Hang on a second. What?
It's a wiki on how to properly run a live stream show.
I don't know what this is. I think I accidentally hit something else. So hang on a sec. That was your stone thing.
Something playing.
Sorry, my bad. I'm gonna get rid of it. Okay. See, I'm not that perfect. You know what I'm saying? I am cool with the technology, but I'm like, what do you mean back in 5 minutes? Who's in my house? Okay, Michael.
Yes.
What's happening in this picture right here? We're gonna have 3 pictures. What's? Oh wait, hang on. Let me remove the banner. Hang on.
Okay. Looks like somebody's going to see the doctor, get an exam or something like that.
See the doc. Okay. Now remember that these 3 pictures are going to relate somehow by the end, okay? So there's your first one. I know. Second one, what is happening right here? So hang on a second.
You want to forget the first one. All right. Looks like somebody's traveling, delivering. Yes, it's like an international delivery logistics company.
Good. Okay. All right. And then here's your last one. And then we're going to
wiki on how to distribute the vaccine throughout the world.
That actually would be appropriate right now, wouldn't it? All right. So here's the last one. What's happening here?
This is Jeff Bezos when he had that bright idea in his garage to make Amazon.
Could be any of these guys, right? Could be Tesla. Could be any of them. Okay, so if you put all those together, I have to.
So this guy just had the idea to create a global health care distribution medical services company.
Okay. I love this. So
socialism. All right, no politics.
Just kidding. What's funny is
no politics.
No, I know. We're good. The shit that they come up with is insane. So this actually is how to work strategically, okay? How to work strategically. So this first picture right here, I'll explain to you what it is and everybody else, because I'm sure they're just sitting on the edge of their seats. This is, think about the future, okay? Look beyond the immediate and into the future. Strategic working doesn't have to involve outlandish and complex plans. Okay, try to schedule brainstorming sessions with yourself. Okay, next one. Next one. No, you actually were pretty close on this one. You were pretty close.
I was too specific. I haven't played this game before, so.
I know. Well, it's just an imagination. Like you did a great job. So it's like it's putting you on the spot with your imagination, right? So this one is set clear goals. Okay, think about what you want to accomplish in your work and in the future. And for example, if you envision enlarging your small local delivery business, good job, Michael. Then you make a specific goal of expanding your delivery area. So great job on that one. I can't even tell you, like I was super impressed with that. And then it keeps going because it says, because I don't do all of them, right? So then it's determine your strategic actions, prioritize your goals. And then this last one is, hang on. So it takes me forever to get back up. This one is take time to reflect. So that's what you do. You sit there and you think about your ideas. Just take a few moments to reflect on what you've accomplished and how accomplishments align with your goals. So think about your work each day and what you learned from it. All right, Michael?
Can the next one be less grown up?
Yeah, I've got a funny one in here. So this is our little break. And then I have actually another game where I'm going to ask you 10 questions on the spot. So
okay, just
to make it fun. Okay, so here's the deal, guys.
Are you saying I'm not fun?
No, you're very fun. You know I love you. Are you kidding me? Okay, this is the deal. You've competed in these countries: the United States, Canada, Germany, Netherlands, Iceland, and Scotland. And then he said 7. I didn't see.
Well, I'm an athlete, not a mathlete, so don't fault me on my counting skills. So I counted the U.S., Canada, Scotland, Iceland, the Netherlands, Germany.
And it would have been Ireland. I think that's what you were thinking, probably.
It was 6.
Yeah. But that's pretty badass, right?
Did I say 6 or 7?
You said it had B's, so I thought I'd be super cool and put the flag up because I'm trying to look smart. But, you can actually type it in there and the flag actually comes up, so you don't have to be smart with it. So here's a picture of you, my friend, in Iceland. Hello, what's going on here?
Yeah, that's with Mark Wechter and Jason Young. Yeah.
Was that first place? Is that what you're in?
Yeah, Hans Lokema came in second place, so this must have been first place on one of the events.
I did a screenshot with Mark's name on it, nobody else's.
Yeah, but that's Mark Wechter. He's from the Pacific Northwest, a great thrower. That guy is ridiculously strong. And then Jason Young, he's from Scotland, and he's a great dude, and he's a monster, man. He's a sweet guy, but boy, I would not want to run into him in a dark alley.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. So this is in Iceland, you guys, and it doesn't look like it because, we're short sleeves and whatnot.
There's no ice.
Yeah. It was interesting. So here's where I met my Wonder Twin, and then I have one more picture to show. Erica.
Erica, hey, yeah.
Erica, hey. So that was us there in Iceland, and then I have one more to show you because here's the cool, and it just happened to be in Iceland just because you talked about it.
Were you there in Inverness 2014?
No, it was right before it started.
It was a 2-day comp, and Sunday on the way to the venue, she got in a car wreck and smashed her face and came out and threw with a broken nose, and still won if I recall correctly. That's pretty badass.
She was late, and then so this is what I love about the Highland Games because I'm a tall girl. I mean, I'm not like a giant or anything, but I'm 5'10", 5'10 and a half. But here's where, like, I'm a tall girl. A tall girl can feel pretty tiny. So, you know, these guys, John Hands, Todd Turnbull, and Bobby Douglas, right?
Yeah.
So the Killed Cowboy or whatever. So that's like the best part about the Highlandgames. So,
well, that's what I tell people. You know, in the regular world, people think I'm a big guy, and I'm like, yeah, you know,
are a big guy. You're a big guy.
But well, I'm 6 foot, and I've been anywhere from about 260 to 285 in my Highlandgames career. But in the Highlandgames, I'm not a big guy. In fact, you know, Tommy DeBruyne, he's 6'9".
Yeah.
I took a picture of me standing next to Tommy with the arm up in the air so I could show that to people, so they could see how big some of these guys are.
He's isn't he Iceland?
He's from Belgium.
Okay. Well, who's the other guy? Trevor McMurray. Is he?
Yeah, he's a big boy. Yeah.
We love you, Trevor.
Well, and if you look at remember, we were asking about videos for the Weight Over Bar, and I sent the one from the Arnold.
We're gonna do that
at the Arnold. Jeff Dewar and Andrew Hobson are freaking giants. There's a picture of the three of us standing there, and I mean, they're massive. I'm talking guys that are like 6'4", 6'5", 380 pounds.
Yeah,
they're big dudes. Maybe Andrew's 6'5" easy.
Oh yeah. Well, I have to tell people too. So people I don't know that ask me things, you know, maybe it's somebody's interested or whatever. So what do you do for fun? You know, And I'm like, okay, Highlandgames, and then they picture. I'm not what they picture really. Most of the time, I'm like, I'm not like some big old German lady like carrying things, you know. It's like it's hard to explain. It's hard until you actually. I had no idea about it until I learned about it and then started doing it like right away, right? So it's like super interesting sport. I just wanted to put
a lot of history, a lot of tradition.
What?
There's a lot of history and a lot of tradition. It's been around for a while.
Exactly.
And it hasn't changed much. I mean, a little bit of technological stuff, but it hasn't really changed much.
Which is super interesting. This is a new ticker about you, and then we're going to move on to a couple more pictures and stuff. You're an ex-pro. You were a pro for a little while. East Coast.
A few years.
Back in the day, like probably right when you first started, right? And lots of wins and other comps. Seriously.
I won it in 2010 when I was 39, actually. So, there's a lot of history there at that game too. It was on the East Coast. It was like the game. If you won that, it's almost. If you look at the roster of people who've won it, virtually almost all of them went pro. So a lot of good throwers came through there at the. What is it? VSG. What is the games? Golly, they're gonna kill me, Alex and all those guys.
The pro guys?
No, the game there where it's held every year. Massa runs it. Mid-Atlantic Scottish Athletics.
I've never. It'll probably pop.
It's hell getting old. Anyway.
He's
It'll pop up in a minute. I'll remember.
Games. Over 200 games in 15 years. Like it's crazy to even know that number. First of all.
Yeah. So my first real season, I did one game in 2005, and then my first real season was 2006, and I think I did 8 games. And after that, I've averaged about 14 games a year. But over the past few years, I've kind of tapered off a little bit. But the year I went to Scotland in 2013, went and toured the Highlandgames or the Highlands with Beau Fay. We were there for about 3 weeks, and we did 11 competitions in 18 days. And 4 of those were in the last 5 days we were there. Yeah, it was amazing but brutal.
Records.
Yeah, it was crazy, but it was awesome. It was just fantastic, you know.
I think what people don't get too is that it's not paid for. Like, you have to do this yourself. It's not like when you're a pro, you can make money, but you know.
Yeah. Well, in Scotland, you know, it's essentially all comers, and what they do is all comers. You show up and throw. They most in all the festivals essentially pay for the first 5 places in each event. So you'll see people that'll show up, and if they're good with stones, they'll show up, throw the stones, and then sit out, hang out. So it's really good, you know. But Beau and I did well enough. You know, I was a pro, but just not be any delusion that I was like a top pro. I was definitely a second tier pro, but you know, I was good enough to throw pro and make some money. But you know, over there, Beau and I, a lot of times were fighting for thirds or fourths, and sometimes squeaked up to seconds and first, depending upon who was at the competition. But you know, that's somewhere Scott Ryder was there, Sebastian and Lucas Venta, Craig Sinclair Patience, and these are like legit throwers that go to world championships. So when you show up and one of these guys are there, you're like, God. Okay. So one of the funny things about competitors in Scotland, there's games all the time, and so what they'll do is they'll start finding out who's going where. There's Sebastian Venta is going to Ariseg, so hey, let's go to Malik. It's on the same day or something like that. So you kind of gotta shuffle the shells so you can go and make a little money. But Bo and I did all right. We more or less paid for the trip, with our winnings. So
that's fantastic. I mean, I have some pretty awesome videos from Iceland. We all went out to dinner. It's just really fun. So the thing is, even though you're a pro, it's not like you make a boatload of money. It's not going to like carry you for your job. So what people don't get to, it's hard. So you can really, really love the sport, but it'd be nice if you could compete once a month, but it's kind of hard to do that. And then this year, I know with the Masters World Championships, let's just come back to that, because you and I both went up into a different age level. We're not gonna talk about that. We're not 25 anymore, but we're a little bit over that. And so
I turned 50 last year. I told that in my story a minute ago.
I did win in Phoenix. So then I went to Kansas for the IHGF thing, right? But then I went up in age group and then got second there, but I don't have any scores in my age group yet. So I know, we don't have anything on the West Coast right now. So I know that for the Masters World Championships, you are going to take 2019 scores, correct?
Yeah, marks from 2019, because last year was such a crazy thing. And here's another thing to take into consideration. For example, if you're just turning 40 and say, so registration's May 1st, so cutoff is May 1st. If you're turning 40 in October,
go ahead and turn your scores in.
Yeah, go ahead, because as long as you're 40 before the day of competition, we'll accept it, even if you threw those marks at 39 or 38. I've had a couple people reach out who were planning to cut down to be in a lightweight class, and they're not quite there yet. And so if they throw and get marks, they're not quite lightweights. I said, as long as you weigh in the day of.
That's very cool. That's very cool. And then also, you're also taking that into consideration, not just because I got second to the world champs, but you're going to take that into consideration as well. And people who interview you and make you look good.
Oh, really? Are you trying to, you don't need to game the system, but I will take some cash if you want to
send me.
I'm not. Send me some money.
I'll buy some merch. For that,
great point there. Hey, wait, let's plug that while you mention it. There are T-shirts out there right now. Go to the website, Fraternity of Giants. We're partnering with them. We got some cool T-shirts. One of them's a tosser T-shirt with the new logo. The other one's athlete with the new logo. Go check them out. Buy.
Me too.
Say again.
Did you send me that link?
It's on the SMAI Facebook page. Remember I mentioned that earlier. That's right. I shared it on mine. Yeah, I should have.
I'll share it. But I know he's such a bro. Getting on
yeah.
Stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, new shirts, and remember, this is important.
You have to put it up there.
Every cent of profit, net profit, is going to running the games, running MWC. So we're gonna have barbecue. We're gonna have some Rudy's barbecue, which is pretty good barbecue.
So good.
Everybody comes from all over the place. We're gonna get some good Texas barbecue. We're gonna try to have some cool, unique prizes or awards. And what I would really, really, really love to do is be able to develop enough of endowment, so to speak, that we can actually pay for the championship rings. In the past, people, in 2014, they were sponsored. Yeah, in 2014, they were sponsored, but now the other years, athletes have had to pay for themselves, but now I want to be able to, buy those for the champions.
It's almost too big. I can wear it like here, and on my thumb.
Is that which one is that?
This is the Iceland one.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a participation ring, not a championship ring.
Oh,
I'm talking about for the winner.
I mean, I still was 8.
I got one of those too. Those are cool.
But whatever. Okay, so I think I forgot to put a couple of pictures in here, which I'm a little upset about because they're fantastic. But let's talk about this one for a minute. Name this meme. What's going on here?
Well, that was at the Houston Highland Games in 2019, and Eric White was judging, and I think I was particularly intense on that throw, and I think he was yelling, "Mark!" or something like that. I don't know. And we had a nice under boob sweat because it was pretty humid. Those shirts are perfect.
I'm going to try and add a couple of pictures if I can. Shoot, I don't know if I can. I think I'll have to do it later. I hope I didn't mess this all up.
There we go. See, Chuck Livingston just pointed out in the past they've made donations to the championship rings, the Buffalo Heavies. Yeah. So that's going to be another thing you were asked earlier. Jennifer asked earlier about sponsorships and patronage. That's another thing. We will make it possible for a person or a group to specifically sponsor a championship ring. So, yeah, thanks, Chuck. You guys can do it again this year.
Thanks for reading that before I put it up there.
Hey, man, I see it.
Just give me shit.
Shiny object.
Well, we're gonna do your. What are we gonna do? Here's your YouTube thing we had. Okay, so here's your WOB. Here's your WOB. Hang on one second here. Okay.
Weight over bar for those who aren't.
Oh, sorry. Yes, thank you. You get used to it, right? You get used to it and you forget.
Yeah. It's not weight for height either. It's got to go over the bar.
Where is it? Facebook training log. So this is also Michael's. He's got a couple things like. Oh, are you seeing this yet?
Sheaf. Yeah, that's sheaf. That's at Kerrville last year. I was trying to go for a world record in the sheaf.
That's not what I meant.
36 feet.
That's the wrong one. Hang on. Sorry.
Hey, go ahead and show that.
I had a plan. I will show it. I just had a plan. I have to figure out which one the WOB is. Okay. So it's a weird thing how I share this. It's not. I have to go to all these things and then I have to find it. So I'm like, huh?
Production assistant. Need one.
Is it this one? Let's see. No, boy, it really wants me to show this one.
Same one.
Okay, let's just look at this one. Tell us what's happening here.
Attempting a world record in the sheaf is 36 feet. And denied.
What do people say about that? What do they say when it happens?
Man, had the height.
You had the height, exactly.
Worst thing to hear.
It's the worst thing to hear. Okay, so I'm trying to find. I've got it right here. Sorry about this. So this is a really weight over bar. So while I'm getting this video, kind of explain how that process goes. Okay. Like what is
the weight over bar?
What is weight over bar? Kind of explain it while I'm trying to find this.
Yeah, so it's normally the last event of the day, so it's kind of a gut check and horsepower check. And it's basically just taking the weight that weighs about the same as a car battery and throwing it as high as you can over a bar, which is like I think of a pole vault height standard. And everybody starts at a height. If you clear it, you move up. If you miss it, you get 3 attempts at each height. And the last man standing, so to speak, wins. And this was at the Arnold Sports Fest in first weekend of March last year, 2020, right before everything kind of blew up. But if you look,
the weekend of Phoenix. So it's the first weekend in March. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very empty, and that's because no spectators were allowed. The Arnold Sports Fest is huge. They have over 22,000 athletes come through that Columbus Convention Center that weekend, and like 120,000 people from all over the world. So you talk about a super spreader event. So what they did is the governor and the mayor, they shut it down essentially. So only athletes were allowed to come in and some support people, staff, but no fans, no audience. So that was kind of weird, but we had a great competition anyway. And this was me, my first attempt at 19 feet, and it actually put me in the lead for a minute until freaking
talk about this after we watch this. We'll talk about why you didn't actually get first in it, because it's one of my family members. So here we go. Really excitement too, right, guys?
Yeah. By the way, yelling makes things go higher and farther.
Yelling makes things go higher and farther. So, how much did that weigh? It kind of looks like to the lay people, it sort of looks like a kettlebell on a chain.
Yeah, sort of.
But it's not. So, how much does that weigh? That's a lot.
So that's a 42-pound weight or a 3-stone weight. Remember, the Scottish unit of measure is a 14-pound. One stone, 14 pounds. But so that's a 42-pound weight, which is the heavy weight that masters throw, 40 and over. And again, the 56-pound weight is 4 stone. That's what the amateurs and pros throw. So then this brings up a great point. So that weight, it's a block weight on a chain with a ring handle. And the weights that are used for weight for distance and weight over bar come from the agricultural life that the Scots lived back when these games started. And they're weights that are used on a cantilever balance to measure grains and goods and stuff like that. So yeah, those, and if you talk about any of these events, it comes down to Scottish people looking around at the stuff laying around them and going, I can throw this farther than you.
Yeah,
you know, whether, no matter what it is, that's basically it. I can throw it higher than you, you know.
Yeah. Well, like, prove it. Prove it.
Yeah, right. And I think you know, the origins of these games involve a lot of beer and scotch.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if you're drinking scotch. Okay, so this, I got to find it now. So the last one it's your actual sheaf that is 35 feet, I believe. Do you hold who holds the world record in that?
Which age group? Brady Miller just broke it again for the 50 to 54 class. He went 37 feet and a half inch. My personal best is 37 feet. I'm not sure which one you're going to show me.
I'm not sure when it's from. 2015. It looks like on YouTube. So here it is. Here it is. This is a better way, I think, of showing people what sheaf toss. Michael Dickens sheaf toss. Here we go.
Oh wow!
You don't remember this one?
Where is this?
Look at that! Oh, you're just
Texas Scottish Festival. That's the 35 feet at the Texas Scottish Festival there in Arlington. Was it 2015? Yeah. So that would have been a 16-pound sheep. Yeah.
That's so.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Better than it looks. I should have brought some. I thought about this because you and I both have implements. I should have showed things, the sheaf fork and whatnot. But
well, next time. So yeah, the tossing of the sheaf again comes from bringing in the sheaves. Oh. It's more of an American. Thanks, Kelly.
Sorry, go ahead.
But yeah, so it comes from bringing in the sheaves. You got a wagon full of hay. Take a pitchfork and you toss it up into the barn through the top door. So that just turned into competition, and now it's 16. Well, depending upon the class, women throw 10 and 12 pound, and men throw 16 and 20 pound. But it's a burlap sack full of twine because it's more compact, and you use a pitchfork to throw it as high as you can. Yeah, man, cool stuff. And it's a little sometimes controversial because in Europe and Scotland it's rarely thrown. In fact, when I was there and I did those 11 competitions, I only threw sheaf twice at 2 of those. And the sheaf looks nothing like what we throw here. And the fork was like literally everybody used the same fork, and they brought it up like here, and it had like flat tines. It looked like somebody pulled it out of their garden or their farm.
Probably did.
Yeah, so it was fun. But yeah, so sometimes it's a little bit of debate about it because they don't do it in Europe much. And in fact, Austin Celtic Festival, where the Worlds are going to be this year, we're not going to be contesting sheaf, so we're only going to be contesting 8 events. Traditionally.
Oh, so I don't have to bring it on the plane. Good to know.
Yeah, no, yeah. So that's the silver lining of not throwing sheaf is nobody's going to have to bring their fork when they travel. But Austin
Michael Black
hasn't contested in the past, so we're not doing it this year.
So why aren't you doing it?
Because the Austin Celtic Festival just hasn't contested sheaf in the past, and so part of the way the NWC works is that we're the sanctioning body that puts it on, but we partner with the festival, and the tradition is to honor the kind of the rules of the festival that's putting them on. So whatever events they traditionally contest, that's what we're going to do. And so some of them do sheaf, some of them don't. So all the ones that we've thrown internationally, they don't do sheaf. So we haven't done sheaf overseas.
That's okay. I mean, I had to get a sneaker bag from Kentucky bag from Michael. I mean, I knew sheaf, I could unscrew it, and then I bought like an extra big bag. But
what I do, I'll put a tip out there. I just tap my tribal tip for sheaf fork, and I put this out before. I tap the tines off, so I just have the tines. I put them in my box, and then wherever I'm going, there's going to be a Home Depot or a Lowe's, and I get a 6-foot ash rake handle for $9. That way, I save $25 each way, and I use it for competition, and I tap them off again and come home.
All right, I got it. See, I was going to ask you that. That's smart. I don't know if I can get these on here. Hang on a sec. Let me see if I can get these pictures up just to show, because I don't think this will come up, but if it doesn't, I'm going to show you. This is one of my favorite pictures of you too, because it's just, it's not going to come up. So if you guys can you see this picture, Michael? I'll have to put this in the comments.
That's the ugly Christmas sweater picture from Christmas. Hey man, you find an ugly Christmas sweater with hey, thanks Glenn, with a gorilla on it. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
How can I not buy that?
Yeah. Well, I wanted to find, Caber videos and stuff of you. I mean, it is the Michael Dickens show. You're amazing. I'm super proud of you. I'm super excited at the helm of this. Kevin Rogers, no offense to you. I mean, I love you. I can interview about what you're doing now because I know you're doing a lot of lifting stuff. Like when he went to Kentucky that year, the inaugural year, he was doing weight for distance like a champ. Like, what the? It's crazy. So I do have some more wiki how-tos, but I think we're going to end. If you want to play one more, we can. But I want to end with the 10-question thing. Just rapid fire, see how you answer. Are you ready?
Sure, go for it.
Because it's actually, I think we've gone an hour now, which is very cool.
I got 8 o'clock. Yeah.
Whoa.
Look, man, I can talk about myself in the Highland Games ad nauseum. In fact, when people find out about it and I start talking about it, I'll stop after a few minutes and I'll say, look, I will talk about this all day, and it won't hurt my feelings if you say, slow down. That's enough, Hamish. I don't mind. But yeah, I'll talk about this stuff all day.
Okay, so I thought about putting a timer on this, but we're going to end with this, and then we'll just say bye. Thank you so much because we've learned a lot tonight. People that have never been in the games, I'm pretty excited because I think this is going to really give them a good intro to it, a good background.
Yeah. Well, and go check out the SMAI page, scottishmasters.org. That's where all the information for the Masters World Championships is located. And also, we've got a Facebook page and a YouTube channel. And you can look at my YouTube channel for stuff that I put up. But also, if you Google Scottish Highland Games, you're going to get a lot of information for all of you guys who are curious now.
And if you type in tonight in YouTube, Highland Games Michael Dickens, this interview pops up first. So, woo!
That's pretty cool.
Okay, so here's what's cool. I'm going to put these up there. So if I forget, Michael, just message me, tell me which ones to put up there so I can put in the actual links, so I can edit it after we're done, like in the actual description. Okay,
mm-hmm.
And I can actually tag you there then. Okay, so you're ready for these rapid fire questions. This is much to the tune of James Lipton. Do you remember that guy who used to interview people? He was very weird.
The Masters Theater thing. Yeah.
Yes, and so he would have this blue card questions. Okay. Chuck Livingston, glamour shot. Sorry, I missed that.
Yeah.
Kelly says,
I'll loan you that sweater if you want it.
With your picture.
I've got another ugly Christmas sweater, and it's a sweater vest, and it has dinosaurs on it.
It's the best ever.
Gosh.
Yes, LOLC. Okay, are you ready for these rapid fire questions?
Yeah, bring them. Let's go.
Okay. They're not like you don't have to add anything because I'm not a mathlete either. Okay, ready?
Answer. Wait, is there some reason to do them fast or?
Well, no. I just don't be like, I don't know.
I'm just gonna whatever comes to my head.
I'm always about competition, so I'm thinking, can he get them done in 2 minutes or less or something? So whatever.
Just 10 questions. We ought to be able to do it in like 10 seconds.
If you can't think of something, say pass, and then we'll come back to it. Let's just go with that.
I'm just gonna say whatever comes to mind. This is gonna be total stream of consciousness.
Should I talk?
I'm not responsible for what I say.
Okay, well, and that's what I love about you. What?
Tourette's.
Should I talk like Harry Carey while I do this?
Yeah, you got the glasses.
Right? Cubs win. Cubs win. Maybe I should be drinking.
I assumed you were.
I am, actually. Tonight I am because all of January I didn't. Boop, 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 boop. So I'm having some Trulies. Usually it's water in there. Okay, you ready? 10 questions.
Yes.
Ding, ding. Number 1, what's the best part of being a male?
A penis.
What 2, what's the worst part of being a male?
A penis.
That's a good answer. Number 2, give me your best useless knowledge.
That's useless knowledge.
That's like,
I'm stumped. Something's got to be there.
Like the daddy longlegs has the most poisonous venom, but can't bite because its mouth's too small. You want to come back to this one?
Yeah, sure. Something will pop up, but for some reason nothing did.
4, what's
useless
your biggest
knowledge is an oxymoron, by the way.
True, like jumbo shrimp. Good job.
Right.
Look at you. Look, see, it's not just a hat, a place to wear a hat.
No, I've got a degree in English literature and philosophy.
Seriously.
Major.
You get way cooler to me by the minute. You know what I'm saying? Because I was an English teacher, and I've got a I'm
just buying time. I'm just buying time.
He's just like, I'll think of something. Okay, so we'll come back to that. Useless knowledge. Number 4, what's your biggest fear?
Like tsetse flies in my flesh. Gross.
Oh.
Oh God, I hate botched body. What are they called? Botsy fly, butchie flies, whatever. Yeah, I can handle almost anything, but yeah, bot flies. What are they called? You know, anything like larvae in the skin. It's the disgusting thing. Oh.
I want to.
So I think most people know that Teresa Nystrom, I used to date, and she's a flight paramedic. She's a flight paramedic. EMTs, nurses, paramedics have a bizarre sense of humor and tolerances, and so she would send me pictures of the grossest shit. And the funny thing is, the first time she did it, I saw my phone popped and it said, Teresa Nystrom sent you a picture. And I was like, oh, hey, look here. And I looked at it, and there's a guy who got his leg ripped off in an auger, torn off at the shin. In an auger. And I was like, whoa, hey, give me a little notice. But this whole story comes back to the fact that she sent me a video one time of a quadriplegic, a person who couldn't move, whose mouth was infested with maggots. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Most disgusting thing.
That's like the worst story because they can't do it. How does that happen?
So maybe that's not the greatest fear, but it's the most disgusting, gross thing.
No, that I would say that's a fear. I mean,
yeah,
my most terrifying thing. That's not my question, but cockroaches. Like, remember Fear Factor days?
Yeah, let's make this about you. Go ahead.
Cockroaches.
You have to eat one in Fear Factor, right?
Listen. I'm going to relate it to you this way. Remember the Fear Factor days where you had to tell people your biggest fear or whatever, and then that's what you'd have to do? So, like cockroaches, if I said cockroaches are my biggest fear, they'd make me lay in a bucket or like a coffin, and they'd pour cockroaches on me. So if you said that, they'd put those things, they'd put you like in a thing, and they'd be flying around getting into your skin. Do you know what I'm saying? I'd be like, I'm afraid of snakes. It's snakes. And I could totally.
I'd probably have to tap out.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. For no amount of money. No amount of money. Okay, so you ready? Number 5, the most interesting.
Useless information.
Okay.
The world is not a sphere.
Okay.
It's not even a spheroid. It's a geoid.
Flat. Just kidding.
It's kind of out of round, kind of lumpy. It's like it's like dude from the Goonies, Sloth.
Oh my God, the little.
It's actually kind of bulbs. There's more land mass above the equator. I think it's above the equator, but yeah. So there you go. It's
more
a geoid.
Of the equator. Interesting.
Yeah, it actually it almost wobbles a little bit if you could actually get the perspective to see it. So there you go. Useless knowledge.
Look, if you could just shrink it down to size and put it on the table. Good info. Well, this one's kind of the same thing, I guess. I didn't want to think about it. So number 5 would be the most interesting piece of trivia that you know.
Most interesting piece of trivia. I know this is cheating.
No.
But I know that I took part in a singular event, a singularity in the universe and cosmos in all time and existence. Me and 2 other people are the only people to have ever taken part in this event. And it is watching Spaceballs.
Shut up.
You got to wait for it. Get bored. Watching Spaceballs on a classified government computer on top of 4,000-year-old Assyrian ruins in northern Iraq after invading Iraq as an invading force.
Okay, so wait,
Nobody else has ever done that except for the 3 of us, my team.
Okay. Say that again. You watched Spaceballs flying in a what?
No, we weren't flying. You didn't listen.
What?
Did you take your Ritalin today? No, we watched Spaceballs.
Okay.
Watched Spaceballs on a classified government laptop.
Oh.
Perched atop 4,000-year-old Assyrian ruins where we were running a mission, having been part of an invading force into Iraq.
Whoa! See, I need to have the applause thing.
Yeah. Nobody else in the entire history of the universe has done that.
I love that we're doing this.
Me and 2 other guys on my team. Yeah.
You and 2 other guys.
By the way, a cool little trivia there. This is this Syrian ruins was called Al-Hadra, City of the Sun, in northwestern Iraq, about 50 miles from Mosul, maybe a little more. But if you ever remember the movie The Exorcist,
do I?
At the very beginning, there's an archaeological dig going on, right?
Oh, yeah.
That was shot at Al-Hadra, where I watched Spaceballs.
I was going to say, where you watch Spaceballs? That's so weird. That is Very cool.
Isn't that funny? There's some random trivia for you there.
Random trivia for sure. Okay. Boom. Boom. All right. Number 6. Something you are really proud of.
Something I'm really proud of. My kiddos. Wow.
I knew when I was writing this that's what you were going to say.
Well, I mean, you know,
It's
when
fine.
I didn't get married till I was 30 years old. Actually, right before I turned 31.
It's good.
And for a long time, I was like, I don't want to get married. I don't need to get married. And then even after being married, I was like, kids. I don't need to have kids. And now, I come to the desert, I ain't found shit. But now I cannot imagine life without my kids, without Sophie knowing. So yeah,
That's amazing.
being a dad and trying to do the best I can is what I'm most proud of. So.
Well, Michael, I think you're doing a pretty damn good job. So
Second thing I'm most proud of is the gun show. No.
yeah, exactly. Hey, where's the gym? Have you seen the gym there? Okay, let's see. 7, worst purchase you've ever made.
An airline's ticket on American Airlines.
Like, where were you going?
I will not fly. It's name it anytime. I won't fly anywhere. Every time I fly American, there's a problem.
Okay.
Something gets canceled, something gets lost.
You're at American Airlines, fix it.
Yeah, really. It's just it's not good.
Okay, so is that the ones where you went to Germany and luggage got lost?
No. Oh boy, thanks for bringing that trauma back up. No, that was I think that was Delta, and Delta is a close second, man. That well, again, I mentioned Teresa. We literally ran O.J. Simpson across the Atlanta airport. I had my carry-on. I was like, and we ain't endurance athletes, lady.
Yeah.
And Atlanta's a big airport, and we ran up to the gate. And the airplane was sitting there, but the door was closed. And we were like, we're here. And they'd given our seats away.
It's like in the movies. Sorry.
Oh man. Yeah, it was.
So that's
and then so they got us another flight, and then our luggage got lost. And we Teresa actually competed in loaned kilt and some shoes and stuff that we bought at a store there. My stuff arrived just in time that I was able to change into it. Barron, we Airbnb'd a house with Dave Marble, and the host was in it, living there with us. And he was a professional photographer. Anyway, the stuff arrived, and he drove it out there to the venue, and I was able to put it on. Yeah, so he saved the day for me at least. So but his stuff, Teresa's stuff came, and she had her stuff for the second day. So. Well,
I'm just saying, like, things don't always go smoothly, but you rolled with it. So, okay, so number 8. Is there someone you've met?
I'm really destroying these rules of just answer the question. We're telling stories every time.
Oh, I like the stories. It's good.
Except about the penis, which we won't.
It's better not to do I think rapid succession then. This is good. Okay, right. Number 8. Is there someone you have met once, so it can't be me, but made a huge impression?
Someone I've met once that made a huge impression?
Huge impression, yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew it. What about him? Is he just like the coolest?
Well, it's not even that. It's just a mystique. I'm born in the United States, and I came of age in the 80s. I graduated high school in 89. We're all fanboys, huge man crushes on Arnold. I mean, he's fucking Arnold, right? And so at the Arnold last year when he came up, here's the thing. The first time we had Highland Games at the Arnold, I think it was 2014, and that's when the blizzard blew in, and we were throwing on Sunday, and he didn't come out there. And then I went back in second time, it must have been 18, and we competed inside there. And then last year, I'm sorry, it must have been 19, and back in 20. But he didn't come talk to us in 19. He went and talked to the ladies, which, okay, I get it. But he came and talked to us and shook our hands, and I was like,
I know.
We were all like fangirled over there, and walked up, and he turned to me and he stuck his hand out, and I was like, and he looked down at my hand, he looked at me, and he was like, fist bump. I was like, oh yeah, because of COVID, fist bump, So totally geeked out.
Is he a tall dude? Is he tall?
He's about 6 foot. He might be just a shade under because there's a picture on my Facebook where you can see I'm just a tad bit taller than he is. But
3, so I guess that's the whole.
I think 6 foot 6'1". In his prime, this is what's funny. In his prime, when he was winning the Olympias, his competition weight was about 235.
That's it?
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? At 6 foot, maybe 6'1", 235. It shows how the sport's changed in terms of mass and bulk. But yeah, I mean, So it was cool.
That is very cool. All right, we're all set now. Okay, so number 9, you wake up in the middle of the night. What would be the worst sound to appear upon waking?
I want my $2.
Best answer ever. I made French bread, French fries, French.
It's classic. Right.
You guys don't know that movie? Try and say it before I ask the next question, because that's a great one. That was a great answer. Good job. Okay, last one.
If anybody names the movie, I'll send you a T-shirt. One of the new T-shirts.
Ooh, the race is on.
You got 10 seconds. 10,
right, Michael?
9, 8.
What's
7,
the movie? $2. I want $2. Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.5, 1.25, 1. Nobody's watching anymore.
I know. They're like, Jesus, you've been talking for
Better Off Dead with John Cusack. It's a classic.
I guess since I'm hosting the show.
That movie. So my favorite car in the world that I want to have one of these days is a '68 Camaro SS from the one he had in that movie. Remember, she helped him rebuild it. And he raced the Japanese guys.
Yeah.
The Japanese guys who learned how to speak English, listening to that Howard Cosell. She's
like, he's always putting his testicles all over me. He's like, tentacles. Well, I'm a huge John Cusack fan, so like I know like all of them. All right, last question.
Do you like Grosse Pointe Blank?
Oh yeah, you
you're too late, Chuck. Too late.
Yep, too late. I get the T-shirt. Favorite? Okay, in James Lipton style. Last question, then we'll wrap it up. Favorite cuss word? You like
God damn it! God damn it! That's probably the one I use the most.
Awesome.
Although motherfucker comes in pretty close.
That is a good one.
But no.
Michael,
take the damn thing out. No. Yeah, this is definitely PG-13.
Oh yeah, well, it's well. First of all, it's me. My mom's always like, "Do you have to cuss?" And I'm like, "No, I don't have to." I'm just a genius. I hear all these things like you're really smart if you use cuss words. So I'm like, I'm really fucking smart. Yeah. That's my favorite word is the F word.
Yeah, it's a good word.
You're amazing. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.
You're
amazing. I don't have a TV show. You have a TV show.
I know, I'm so cool. But you're this guy. You're this guy.
Yeah.
So this has been really fun. This went longer than normal. Like it's been super entertaining. So I can't wait to see. I hope all the Highland Games people saw it. I hope those of you that don't know anything about the Highland Games, hey, reach out to us, Michael. Check this link.
As you can see, we'll talk about it.
We will talk about it. We might have to do a follow-up interview. Oh, we got another comment. And then Michael, at the World Champs this year, or whatever it's called, we're gonna have to do another interview. Doggy.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so we'll do follow-ups and you can keep me updated. And then like I said, I'll put the links in here, but if I miss one, please let me know.
Yep.
Chuck's Worthy.
Wayne's World.
Have a great night. Stay on here for a second, Michael. We'll say bye and then we can go.
Yeah, for all 3 or 4 of you guys who came and commented and watched, thank you. Appreciate it. It's fun.
Give everybody a little heart.
Yeah.
See you later, guys. Thanks, Michael.